as I look out the window, I see the sun start to climb. Early morning.
Opportunity awaits for you. Doesn't matter what you're going through. Life's too short to waste time. Stand in your spotlight. This chance is once in a lifetime. Opportunity awaits for you. Doesn't matter what you're going through. Life's too short to waste time. Stand in your spotlight. This chance is once in a lifetime.
I'm gonna live life unready. I'm over.
Hello everyone, this is Marcelino Benitez. You're watching Star Draft TV. Yet we have another guest, Bianca Siano. We're going to get into this interview and get to know her a little bit. And the people who don't know her, you will get to know her. And her fans who does know her will know a little bit more about her. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. My pleasure.
I appreciate you stopping by, definitely.
My pleasure.
Well, originally, just, tell everyone where you're from, originally.
Well, I'm originally from New York. I was born in the Bronx. I've lived in New York since I grew up there and I moved when I was 13 years old.
Okay.
I moved to the Midwest, lived in Chicago,
Okay.
lived in Indiana for a few years, and then came back to the East Coast, to Philly, went back to New York. So when I'm repping New York, definitely, and Philly, because I'm living in Philly right now.
Cool. Well, you have a little air travel miles, I should say.
Yeah. Some might say I would be in the military,
Okay. Well, how long have you been singing?
I've been singing since I was about 9 years old.
Okay.
That's when I noticed, that was something that I wanted to do. At 9 years old, I used to sing in church, talent shows.
Okay.
One of my first trophy at that age.
Cool. Okay, knowing that you can sing at 9 is one thing, but when did you discover that you really had this talent?
Honestly, I'm gonna say maybe when I was 13 years old, because that's when my mom kind of allowed me to kind of develop my own style and get out of the fear of just singing solo.
Okay.
And that's when I first sang in church by myself. My first solo was
Right.
at church, and I was 13 years old, and it was just that was a moment for me.
Okay.
It was just to be able to see how people connected with
Right.
music and stuff. That's when I realized that was true talent, something that was God given,
Okay.
and something I always wanted to do.
Cool.
So.
That's definitely a blessing right there. I mean, I wish I could sing. Unfortunately, I can't.
Hey, you can hold a note though.
Yeah, pretty much. I try. I sing in the shower. But anyway, so what do you think about StarDraftMusic.com?
Honestly, I think that Star Draft Music is definitely the ultimate opportunity for all upcoming artists to get their music out there, to network, to meet different people with different genres of music.
Okay.
So I definitely think it's a great network.
Thank you. Definitely appreciate it.
No problem.
Yeah. So tell the fans who don't know your background, how was it, growing? How was it for you growing up?
Well, everywhere else in the U.S. or anywhere else in the world, there's always a hood. You know what I mean? I'm Hispanic, so I came from the Bronx, the South Bronx, East Bronx, where the ghettos, what they call the ghetto. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You have the good places, the bad places. I kind of grew up on that. Welfare and cornflakes in the morning, cornflakes in the evening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So that's kind of how I grew up. I mean, it was hard times, you know what I mean?
Hard times.
We've been through everything, living in shelters and stuff like that.
Right.
So, all I can say is God is good, and I came a long way. So.
That's good, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people can relate
Yeah.
to what you've been through, and
Never forget where you came from.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And that's what keeps me humble.
Right.
Humble yourselves, because what you've been through and the pain, that you carry.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I know, for me, things weren't easy growing up at all. So I'm pretty sure there's a lot of fans out there who can definitely relate.
Yeah, definitely. And it's life, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
reality.
it's life. Yeah, it's part of life. I mean, okay. Well, let the fans know, like, do you play any instruments or?
Yeah, actually, I do play a little bit of piano. I can play a few chords on the guitar, but I do play a little bit of piano. I'm not gonna say I'm advanced at it, but it's something that I definitely want to brush up on because I would like to create my own music. You know what I mean, as well as like produce eventually in the future.
Okay. When did you start playing the piano?
Well, I started playing the piano when I was like 17, 18. So.
You took lessons or?
No, I just kind of learned by ear, playing by ear.
Cool.
The first song I learned was like I think Alicia Keys when she came out, the phone. It's like
I want to learn how to play the drums, so I want to learn how to play the drums.
Oh, that I can't. I mean, I can keep beat, but I'm not really a drummer.
Okay. Have you performed anywhere or? Do you have? Yeah, have you performed anywhere?
Well, actually.
Like live.
My first performance, and shout out to my brother. Siano, he's also an upcoming artist, reggae artist, so be on the lookout for him. Well, this is an interesting story. I met my brother for the first time in life in 2010, and we found each other on Facebook. So thanks, bigs up, Facebook, whatever, allowed us to get connected. I knew I had a brother growing up, and he, we just lost touch, as we were growing up.
Right.
And he eventually found me on Facebook. And little did I know, he shared the same talents, like I did. He's a musician, he used to, do reggae music. I do like soulful music, inspirational music. So it was kind of interesting to see that I had that, those roots. So I didn't know that my dad's family, was into music also. So to get to the point, he had the second time I met him, he had a show, so I went out to support him in Atlanta, and that was like the first time he actually put me on stage with him. So
in Atlanta.
In Atlanta,
okay.
Yeah. So we went up there. It was like the first time we were on stage together, and he was opening up for Cafu Banta. It's like big. He's like a artist from Panama.
Okay.
So like he was in Atlanta performing, and he was able to allow me to share that moment with him.
Right.
So that was like the first time I really like performed, somewhere, like opening up for someone.
Right.
But I've been doing local jam sessions and stuff like that here and there. So
cool. Well,
haven't had my first real show, but
okay. Well, definitely shout out to Mr. Siano. With your talent that you have now, do you plan on in the future joining any like these? I want to say I would call it probably like reality TV shows that display talent. Are you going to join anything like that, or are you signing up for anything like that you might want to share with us? Or
it's an interesting question.
Okay.
Well, it's funny that you asked me that because I just signed up to audition for The Voice.
Okay.
And
that's what's up, The Voice.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Shout out to The Voice.
Yeah.
I know, right? Because I tried out for American Idol too back in 2007. But anyways, I tried out for The Voice on March the 10th. And I really want to say this though. I tried out for American Idol in 2007, and what's really interesting was that out of 20,000 people, I was in the top 200, like for Philly.
What?
Yeah, top 200 in Philly, auditioning. And guess who was sitting next to me? Pia Toscano. I don't know if you heard of her,
No.
but she came up she was on American Idol season 11, and she was in the top 12.
Okay.
So I remember she was sitting next to me. We were both, sitting next to each other. We were in line to audition, and I ended up, not making it to Hollywood, but she made it to Hollywood that year and then got eliminated. And then she kept trying out every year. Finally in 2011, I see her on TV, and I'm like, wait, that's the girl I was sitting next to. So I'm like, what? If she can do it, I can do it. And out of 20,000 people, what are the odds that I was sitting next to her? And then she made it. So I said, The Voice, here I come, March 10th.
Here
so
she comes. Y'all better be on the lookout. Bianca Siano here. Let me get a high five on that. All right, that's what's up. Are you shooting for any major record deals right now, or are you just laying low and just trying to build your fan base or anything like that? Or
yeah, right now that's what I'm in the process of doing. I'm in the process of maybe coming out with some mixtapes, a little album, a single, and create a fan base, and eventually look into that big label, shooting for that big label, or connect with an independent label. You know what I mean? But right now I'm still in the works of creating my music and creating that fan base and performing places and getting shows and things of that nature. So.
Cool. Well,
coming soon.
Yeah, be on the lookout. Actually, we have a new thing now on Star Draft TV, which a lot of you don't know. We have something called the Star Draft Music Moment. So I would like to ask you to take this time to display to some of your fans, like, exactly what you
absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, Mariah Carey. I'd give my all to have just one more night with you. I'd risk my life to feel your body next to mine, 'cause I can't go on living in the memory of our song. Alright. Yeah, a little something there. Raspy today, but hey.
Alright, where can your fans find you?
Well, they can find me on Facebook. It's Bianca Siano, and that's spelled Bianca Siano. That's my music name. Or you can check me out on YouTube, but right now I'm in the process of putting my music on YouTube, so I don't have any music ready right now, so I'm still working on it.
Okay.
But Facebook, Bianca Siano.
Cool. Make sure y'all look her up, Bianca Siano.
And check out Rafija Siano, is another, my brother, upcoming artist too, also. Also
Rafija. Alright. Who's your favorite singer or artist?
Mariah Carey is definitely one of my favorites, and Whitney Houston was also one of my favorite singers. But Mariah Carey was just my #1 pick.
Okay.
And also Lauryn Hill, Jill Scott. I kind of grew up on that, India Arie.
Right.
But my favorite singer, vocalist, I would say it's Mariah Carey. Okay. And Whitney Houston, definitely, and R.I.P. Whitney, rest in peace.
Yeah, definitely, rest in peace, Whitney Houston. I mean, she was a great singer, and
one of the best, the best.
Her legend will live.
Definitely.
Long, very long. Cool. That's definitely good to know. I mean, we kind of have something in common. I like Mariah, but Whitney for me is a little, a little better.
Yeah, Whitney's definitely better.
Are you working with any industry artists or anyone that's in the game right now, or any type of producer or anything like that?
Okay. Well, I'm actually working, not with someone directly in the industry, but with a few producers and people who fall under some kind of umbrella. For instance, I was working with some producer who they're starting their own independent label through Universal Records.
Okay.
So I think it's called Starblaze.
Okay.
So I was working with one of the producers there, and then I work with Murky Doe. They're with 10th Planet, and they work with some affiliates in the industry. They do reference tracks for people in the industry and stuff like that.
All right,
so
good. That's
trying
good.
to get some exposure.
Yeah, that's good to know. All right. Do you have any up and coming shows? And if so, where?
Okay. Well, I am going to be performing at the Black Pumpkin on March the 1st. So, stay tuned and check me out. And right now, while I'm in the process of creating my music, I hope that once I get that fan base, that's going to open some more doors for me and more opportunities where I can be able to showcase my talents, elsewhere.
Okay. Actually, for those of you who don't know, Black Pumpkin has a jam session. I think it's every first Thursday or Friday of the month. So be sure you stop by on Whitaker and Wyoming in Philadelphia. Shout out to Black Pumpkin. Next question for you is who in Philadelphia that is up and coming or that is maybe big, I don't know, would you like to work with, if anyone?
I would love to work with Jill Scott.
Okay.
She's definitely got that soulful music. It's the element of real music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I understand that, there's different types of music, party music, club bangers and all that. But I really like that, music that touches the soul. We want to take it back to a time where you can go in your car and play this song and it takes you to a whole nother place.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? We missing that music.
Yeah, definitely.
And,
Jill Scott, she has.
I would love to work with her.
She makes good music. I definitely agree with you. Okay, do you have any family that's like in the game right now or trying to get in the industry, you know, to make a name for themselves or already has a name?
Sure. And as I mentioned earlier, I do have a brother by the name of Siano, and he's definitely making some big moves. He's doing shows out in the Virgin Islands. I think he's going to perform for Carnival in the Cayman Islands.
Okay.
You know, he opens up for, you know, a lot of reggae artists like Mr. Vega. You know, one time he had a show down there in Florida. So he's definitely like networking, and, you know, he's associated with, you know, people, Akon's people, pretty much. So he's definitely making some big moves. So be on the lookout for him. That's the only family member I have in the game.
Yeah.
I'm trying to.
All right. Do you have any shout outs?
Well, shout out to my brother, of course, Siano. Shout out to Murky Doe. Shout out to Visual House Studios, because that's where I'm going to be getting some of my video work done. Shout out to StarDraftMusic.com. Like, you definitely got to shout out Star Draft Music. You know, and shout out to my family. Shout out to my boyfriend, Sean, aka Short Stack Stan. I love you.
Okay. Well, there you have it, everyone. Live here on the set, Star Draft TV, Bianca Siano, we're the first ones to have her. Please follow her. She has a wonderful voice, and I'm pretty sure you are going to pick up a major fan base.
I feel it.
I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Definitely, you know, send a lot of love to your brother. Tell him I said what's up.
I will.
Okay, so Marcelino Benitez, Bianca Siano, this is Star Draft TV. We gone. Peace.
And as I look out the window, I see the sun start to climb. Early morning.
Opportunity awaits for you. Doesn't matter what you're going through. Life's too short to waste time.